You think we'll get a strategic Bitcoin reserve? You think that's
I
a thing? Or is
do,
that just
actually.
what does that look like? Do
I
you
do.
think
They've got the votes. Haggerty wants it. McCormick wants it.
they have the
But
votes in the Senate? Do you think?
I think so. Yeah, there's
Really?
53. I do think so.
For
Yes.
like
Yeah.
to her bill to get 1 million Bitcoin, right? That was her full
Yeah.
bill, right? It's to
Well,
keep the
this
two hundred
stuff gets
thousand. Then
horse traded. So you'll probably have 200 won't get sold. They'll probably buy another 4 or 500,000 Bitcoin
what?
over the next. Oh, you
You
don't
think
think that's
this
going
is
to happen?
real? Senator talk
Let me
about
tell
it.
you why I think it will happen. Okay, Trump wants it to happen, and he's got the Senate Banking Committee. Tim Scott wants it to happen. He's going to be the chair of the Senate Banking Committee. Basent wants it to happen. If you're telling me there are no Democrats, and I don't believe this because a lot of Democrats voted for the Saab 121 bill. If you looked at the dispersion of vote, it was a bipartisan approval of that bill. And by the way, Ryan, it was if you were 40 or 50, let's say you were below the age of 60, you voted for the bill if you were a Democrat. If you were a fossil like Elizabeth Warren or Sherrod Brown, you voted against it. So if you're telling me there are no Democrats that are going to vote for that, then I'll say, okay, then we're not going to get it. But I don't see that. I think Ro Khanna would vote for it. I think there's a lot of Democrats that look at it and say, if Bitcoin is digital gold and we have $600 billion of gold on reserve at our bank, in the Federal Reserve Bank, you're telling me we couldn't put 75 to $100 billion of Bitcoin on reserve?
Welcome back to the channel. Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros. And as you saw in that clip, that was Anthony Scaramucci saying that the United States government is going to be buying 500,000 Bitcoin very soon. And he seems very sure about that. So we have to wait and see if that happens. We'll probably get more clarity on that this year. And we'll see what Trump, the Senate, and Congress do with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. And in today's video, I'm going to be going into some MicroStrategy Bitcoin news here. Stay tuned for everything. Have a Saylor clip at the end of the video you guys can check out. But I wanted to start off here with a tweet from Adrian Morris. And he's talking about authorized shares not being the same as issued shares. So we just saw MicroStrategy issue 10.3 billion shares, up from the 330 million shares current. But those are not authorized shares. The issued shares is the ceiling of shares that could be issued. So let's say that MicroStrategy does a 10-to-1 stock split in the future. The current shares at 330 million could go up to 3.3 billion, and that would just be the 10-to-1 stock split. The issued shares are just for future reference in case they ever want to issue more shares. So a lot of FUD around all that. Understand there's not a lot of dilution with this, and he's going to be in the future probably creating more shares to buy more Bitcoin, which is going to be accretive to any shareholder who has the stock because you'll be getting more BTC per share. That's the entire strategy of MicroStrategy. And then some Q1 events here for MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin's 16th birthday tomorrow. MicroStrategy long-term options expiration on January 17th. This is a big date. A lot of options are expiring on this date, and people believe that after this we could be going into a traditional bull market for not just the crypto market but also the traditional stock market. We've seen historically after these options expire, the market tends to go on a bull run. That's not financial advice. That's just what has happened in the past. We have Trump coming in on January 20th. The Fed meeting in January is going to be on the 29th. We have MicroStrategy's Q4 and 10K earnings February 3rd. Then we have MCI quarterly ranking and MCI quarterly balance and the QQQ quarterly rebalance. And then we also have some other ranking days and rebalancings in some of these ETFs. And that's really important for MicroStrategy because if it continues to perform well, its rank goes up in all of these ETFs and it gets additional funding if its rank goes up. If it goes down, obviously it's going to get less funding, but that's something to watch out for. Potential additional funds that Saylor can take advantage of and buy more Bitcoin. And then we have this model here, the MicroStrategy Fair Value Indicator model. You can see the fair value model estimate here, this blue line. is at levels we have not seen since February of 2024. And you can see MicroStrategy's price in February of 2024 was trading at around $400. So last time we were there, we spent a couple of weeks there around that $40 price, and then MicroStrategy decided to go back up. So you can see what happened after the fair value model got out of this lower downtrend here. It moved to the upside pretty heavily, and that's when we saw MicroStrategy run all the way up to $540. And you can see some potential estimates being played out here where MicroStrategy's price could be going in the future. And this is not financial advice. This is obviously just a model. And to check out the MicroStrategy price, we are up 6% today at $307. Bitcoin having a pretty decent day here. It pumped on the holiday a little bit, back above $97,000, up around 2.61%. And then similar, Scientific, up 3.36%, up to $55. So the Bitcoin proxy is doing well. Bitcoin doing well on the day. Good to see. And if you guys want to trade MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, any other crypto, Solana, Ethereum, similar, Scientific, you can do that on MooMoo. When you sign up, you can use our affiliate link. You get up to 15 free stocks valued at $2,000 each. So make sure to check it out. It'll be in the comment section and the description below. And if you use our affiliate link, it definitely helps out the channel. So would appreciate it if you guys check that out. And then to get into some Bitcoin stats here, this is the annual percent return for all assets. And you can see Bitcoin was at 156%, being the best performing asset again. After so many years, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset. We get 3 years in which Bitcoin is green and then 1 down year. And that has been the trend. So if this trend continues, 2025 will be another green year for Bitcoin. And then 2026, we may get a down year for Bitcoin. This is the 4-year cycles that we see play out with BTC. So that's something to pay attention to. And then the top 2024 ETF leaderboard. The VOO ended up with $116 billion in flows, which is $65 billion beyond the old record. IVV closed with $89 billion. IBIT took the 3rd spot here with $37 billion. So you can see this right here, IBIT at $37 billion. And take note, IBIT didn't release until late January of 2024, so it didn't even trade for the full year, but that is massive volume. And then you can see FBTC is also down here at number 14 with some pretty big volume at around 11.8 billion. So the Bitcoin ETFs definitely had a huge year, and I think we can expect more of this in the future. And then just to get a gauge on the market right now, we are in neutral according to CoinMarketCap's Crypto Fear and Greed Index. So we were in extreme greed just a couple of weeks ago, back in November. The market sold off a bit. Now we're back in neutral. If we continue to sell off, we could even go into fear. We're seeing a bit of a bounce. We could get back into some greed as not just Bitcoin is going up, but a lot of the altcoins are going up. Solana's up 10% on the day. A lot of altcoins are blasting off today. You can see Fartcoin is the number 1 traded coin there, up 47%. So a lot of hype going back into the altcoins there. But I do want to play this clip from Saylor, and he's really just talking about the long-term vision of BTC. I think a lot of people in MicroStrategy have short-term time horizons, and some have even sold when they bought at the all-time high. Now they're down big on their investment. But one thing you have to realize is MicroStrategy is a long-term play. Bitcoin is a long-term play, and that's what Saylor is talking about in this next clip. That's why I want to play it for you. So leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you made it this far, like and subscribe for more content. I'm Aaron from Bitcoin Bros. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.
So in your presentation, you have this slide twice. The first one, right now, Bitcoin is $2 trillion. You're saying in 21 years, $280 trillion. How do we get there?
What I'm saying is the wealth in the entire world is growing because of innovation, because of technology, but also because of inflation. And people are thinking to sell their Central African real estate to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Siberian natural gas to buy Bitcoin, or sell their Argentine currency to buy Bitcoin. So as people migrate their capital into this global monetary asset, that asset class is going to grow faster
than the rest of
equity, faster than gold, faster than real estate.
But also, did I read somewhere that you're saying each Bitcoin would be worth the equivalent of $13 million?
Yeah, well, when you crank in the growth rate, which for me, the base case is 29% a year on average for 21 years, that gets you from where we are today to 13 million a coin in the year 2045.